This is a low-cost project that will help secure your doors. This is a barricade, and the barricade is a wooden bar, a 2x4, that is placed in a set of holders or hooks, and it goes right behind a door. So when someone tries to go ahead and kick the door open, it'll be more difficult for them to do it. So we have a wooden 2x4 that's held in place with these metal hooks. And these metal hooks are fairly heavy gauge steel that's been zinc coated. And if you notice, the hooks themselves have a pair of metal bolts on both sides that hold them in place. And these bolts are about 3 inches long, and they have a wood type thread. That is, the threads are sharp, and the bolts themselves bite deeply 3 inches into the door frame, and that is a lot of wood material for the threads to catch into. So it goes deep enough so that it is a very secure hold. Someone will not easily kick this door open or break it. Let's take the barricade off. And the good thing about this type of barricade is if there's a fire, you can easily take it off and get out to safety. So again, you see the hooks, how they're shaped. There's a slight bevel this way, so when you drop the wood in, it just catches it. And what you can do also, if you want to make sure that no one takes the bar off, you could attach a small cable wrapped around here or drilled through. You have a cable or a small chain. When it's attached to this hook, and you can go ahead and attach the other end of the chain or cable to the wood. The reason why you might want to do that is because if someone does happen to open the locks or is able to kick this door open, there might be a small enough gap where they can stick in a tool or something thin to try and lift the wood up and off the door. So if you have a chain in place or some sort of cable attached to the wood, it'll keep them from taking the wood off the door. That's only a concern for this side because this is where the door opens and this is where there might be a wide enough gap. Alternatively, you can have this type of hook instead of the open one. And if this were mounted here instead, then obviously with the metal at the top and the bottom, you can't lift the wood up and take the wood off the door. But to do this, you would need more clearance on the right side. That is, that wooden barricade needs more room to move. So if you had a closed hook like that, on the right side here, you would need room to go ahead and take this wooden barricade right off. And that's difficult because over here, we have a shower. So the shower, the glass, if you have to constantly pull the wood over, you might not have enough room, or worse yet, the wood's going to smash right into the glass in the shower and break things. So, but in this case, we'll be putting on a chain later on. So taking a closer look, these bolts here, bolts are driven in place using both an electric wrench and a hand wrench. We used a 14mm socket in this case on this automotive style impact wrench. And the reason why we did that is because this wood is very thick and tough material. So if you just try to use a hand wrench, you'll be spending a lot of time and effort trying to screw each one of these bolts into the wooden frame. So we use the electric to go ahead and make the job easier. And then when the bolts are pushed or put in, and there's about, say, a ½ inch sticking out, we stop using the electric, and then we just use an ordinary hand wrench. And we use the hand wrench to go ahead and tighten it, so that way, we don't over tighten it. You don't want to over tighten these metal bolts in the wood, otherwise the wood is going to start cracking. And it's very important to remember that before you drive these bolts into the wood, you should drill a pilot hole, that is a hole that's as deep it'll be as deep as the bolts are long. So the bolts are 3 inches long. You want to drill a hole about 3 inches long. And how wide the holes need to be drilled? Need to be drilled about a little less in width or diameter than the actual size of the bolt that's going into the wood. You want to drill a pilot hole first, so that way you'll have a entryway for the bolt to go ahead and screw into the wood. If you don't drill it, if you just try to drive the bolt straight into the wood, you'll crack the wood right open. So it's important to drill a pilot hole just a bit under the size of the actual bolt itself. So as of July 1st, 2022, this project's cost is quite inexpensive. We're talking about around $10 for the wood, the wooden bar. The brackets themselves cost about $3 each, so that was $6. And the bolts themselves, the pair of bolts will cost about $6. So $6 for the bolts, $6 for the brackets, that's $12, and about $9, $10 for the wood. So it's $22 for setting up a barricade on your door. So very cheap protection. And this is good especially for a back door. And unfortunately, most break-ins happen on back doors. So again, this could be used on back doors or front doors, either one. And the good thing about it is, in the case of an emergency, you don't need to unlock anything, just take the wood off the door. And if you want to be extra secure, you can go ahead and put in more than one. You can put in one at the lower part of a door and another one maybe in the middle or the top. So it really depends on the type of door you have. And of course, if you have a solid door, even better. In this case, there's a lot of glass in this door. We're going to put some wrought iron metal work in the front, which would make it hard for someone just to smash the glass and come in through the broken glass. Thank you for watching. Take care.